Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you what domain and range is and how to find it for a particular graph, okay? So let's say you have a line that starts here and maybe goes up to there, okay? And let's say you've got definite beginning and ending points, okay? So your domain is your x values. They are going to go from left to right. Okay, so this is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the ordered pair -5, -1, because I go left -5 and I go down -1. This point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the ordered pair 6, 4. So my domain is my x values. So it starts here at -5 and goes over here to 6. So those are the x values that have to do with this function. So we said the domain starts at -5 and goes to +6. You can also take a piece of paper and start at the left side of your function. Okay, the function is the line. Okay, this is the function. So it starts at -5, and then you go until you get to where you don't have a function anymore. And we get to there and stops there, and that is at 6. So you can also use a piece of paper to help you. Okay, the range is the y values. And so it goes from bottom to the top. Okay, so now we're not going to look at the x values, we're going to look at the y values. So the lowest y value is right there, and it goes all the way up until we get to the top y value, which is right there. So this is -1, and it goes all the way up to 4. And again, you can use a piece of paper on the bottom. Start at the bottom. Oh, there's where my function starts, and then the top edge of my paper is touching the line, touching the function, all the way up until I get to 4, and then after that it wouldn't be touching it anymore. So I'm done. So my range is from -1 to +4. Notice I use brackets because the 6, 4 is included. The bracket means it's included. Now if I change this a little bit, if I put open circles at the end, then that means it just gets really, really close to that point. It doesn't actually include that point. So I'm going to use parentheses for that. Okay, so this domain would be -5, 6, but I would use a parentheses because it means it gets really close to -5 and 6, but it doesn't touch it. Then my range, same thing, parentheses, -1 to 4 with parentheses. If I had a dot, a closed dot here, then I would have brackets on the numbers that go with that. So I'd have a bracket on the 6 and a bracket on the 4. Okay, so you might want to put these things in your notes. Domain is x values going from left to right. Range is the y values going from bottom to top, and a dot means you're going to have a bracket. An open circle means you're going to have a parentheses, because the dot means it is included. An open circle means it's just close to it. It doesn't include it. Okay? So let's do another shape. Okay? I did my graph in pen and my function in pencil so that I could change and do a couple examples. You could have all different kinds of shapes here. Okay, so let's say we have an arrow here, and let's say our function looks like this. Okay, so the arrow means it goes on forever, both directions. Okay, so my domain is going to be -infinity to +infinity. So -infinity is out here. It's like the biggest number, and there is no biggest number. So we have a symbol for it. Same thing here. This looks like it's going up, but it's also going slightly like to the right a little bit. So my domain is negative infinity to infinity. My range is bottom to top though, and my lowest value is right here. You know, if I take my paper and I start at the bottom, the first place I get to the graph is right there. Well, that's at 1, 2, 3, 4. That's -4. But I don't ever get to where I'm not touching the function because it goes up forever. So the range would start at -4 and it would include -4 and it would go to infinity. We always put parentheses on infinity because we can never get there. It never includes infinity. Okay, so let's do one more. Okay, let's do something that has a circle there. And let's say it comes down to there. And then let's say it goes up and back down. And then let's say it goes up with an arrow on it. Okay, so let's erase our answers from last time. Okay, if you want to pause this video, this would be a good time to pause it and try to answer it on your own and then hit play and see if you get it right. Okay, so your domain is left to right. So it starts here. You can take a piece of paper, starts there, go like that. So this x value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this starts at -6 and it has an open circle, so I'm going to put a parentheses on the -6. Then it goes all the way over here and then it keeps going. This is going all the way, so it never stops. So this would be -6 to infinity. The range is bottom to top. So if we start on the bottom, we've got 1 right there. So 1, 2, 3, that's -3 with a bracket, because I don't have an open circle there, I have a dot. I mean, it doesn't have to actually look like a dot. All of the line is a bunch of dots connected. If it doesn't have an open circle or an arrow, it's considered to be a dot. So we have -3 right there. Now, you might say, well, there's another place, but that doesn't matter. That's the lowest part around that area, but the very, very lowest is -3. And I keep going here, and I get to there, it stops, but this one doesn't stop. It's going to keep going forever and ever and ever. So -3 to infinity with a parentheses. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense to you. It's a lot of new words, but it's not a lot of math to do. You don't have to do anything complicated. You just have to understand the definitions and count and see where the points are. Okay, so hopefully you get along with your assignment okay with this.